Now let's just move on further and let's discuss about some of the types of the quadrilateral. And in the types of the quadrilateral, we will discuss about the very first quadrilateral, which is called as a trapezium, then a parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus, square, and then a kite. So these are nothing but all are called as a different type of the quadrilaterals. So let's just discuss the trapezium first. So a figure which is obtained in such a formation, it is nothing but a quadrilateral definitely, but this quadrilateral ABCD do have a specific name which is nothing but called as a trapezium. So what is a trapezium? A trapezium is the one in which one pair of the opposite sides are parallel. So you can see over here AB is nothing but parallel to CD. So this type of a quadrilateral that is obtained in which one pair of opposite sides are parallel, they are nothing but called as a trapezium. So a trapezium is a quadrilateral. You can see all by yourself that it is formed by joining the four sides, means AB, BC, CD and DA. Furthermore, let us suppose if I'm just talking about the other type of a quadrilateral, that is nothing but PQRS, and this type of quadrilateral do have a specific name which is nothing but called as a parallelogram. So what is a parallelogram? A parallelogram is the one in which both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. So you can see that in this quadrilateral, both pair of opposite sides are parallel, that is PQ is parallel to SR and PS is nothing but parallel to QR. So this is nothing but called as a parallelogram. Now let's just talk about another type of a quadrilateral which can be obtained, which is nothing but MNRS, in such that angle M over here is nothing but 90 degree. So such a type of a quadrilateral do have a name which is nothing but called as a rectangle. So you can see that quadrilateral in which or we can say that a parallelogram, it is also called as a parallelogram. So a parallelogram in which one of its angle, namely angle M, is nothing but a right angle. So the figure so obtained is nothing but called as a rectangle. It is called as a rectangle. So we are specifying it as to be a parallelogram. So it is also called as a parallelogram in which the angle M is nothing but a right angle. So it is called as a rectangle. It is called as a rectangle. Now let's just talk about the other figure that should be obtained. It is nothing but called as a rhombus. So a rhombus is also a parallelogram which has all the sides equal. So in this rhombus, DE is equal to EF is equal to FG is equal to GD. So this is nothing but called as a rhombus. So a rhombus is also a parallelogram. Furthermore, if I'm just talking about the other figure which is obtained, it is nothing but called as a square. It is again a type of a quadrilateral and we can also call it as nothing but a parallelogram. So a parallelogram has angle A as 90 degree and all the sides equal. They are nothing but called as a square. This is nothing but called as a square. So this is another type of a quadrilateral and it is also called as a parallelogram. Furthermore, this is the other type of a quadrilateral which is obtained, and over here you can see that ABCD is a such type of a quadrilateral in which the adjacent sides are actually equal to each other. Means AD is equal to CD and AB is equal to CB. The adjacent pairs of the sides are equal to each other. More importantly, it is not a parallelogram. It is not a parallelogram because it do not have the properties of the parallelogram. So it is not a parallelogram. So after the discussion of these types of quadrilateral, what we have obtained over here, so there exists a special note that a square, a rectangle and a rhombus all are the parallelograms, and some of the other important notes that are related with them is the very first is a square is a rectangle and also a rhombus. So we can call a square as a rectangle and we can also call it as nothing but a rhombus. A parallelogram is a trapezium. A kite is not a parallelogram. We have seen that a kite is not a parallelogram. Furthermore, a trapezium is not a parallelogram. So a parallelogram is a trapezium, but a trapezium is not a parallelogram. Furthermore, a rectangle or a rhombus is not a square. So these are some of the special notes that are related with the types of the quadrilateral. So this is all about the types of the quadrilateral. Now let's just move on further with the properties. So let's just discuss about some of the properties.